You know, I was really debating on this review, and I was gonna do it yesterday because number one, I did not see the crown jewel on time, and I did not see it later till I got home. And I did not get home till later on, till about 4 o'clock. But unfortunately, there were some setbacks that, you know, it took me a little bit longer to watch the show last night. And yes, this was a 4 hour show if you want to kick out if you want to count the pre-show too. But I only saw just the match and that was it. But this crown jewel Saudi Arabia thing, my God, this show, because I was actually gonna do a review last night, but I was just so tired yesterday that I'd rather have done a review where I'm up, alert, awake, and I got a fresh hot cup of coffee right by me than doing a review at nighttime where I'm tired, falling asleep through it, and yawning half the time, losing train of thought of my words because I was just so tired yesterday. So I'd rather do a review early in the morning, fresh up, alert, and got all my thoughts together to talk about this crap show, shit show, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, I know some people, they said they weren't going to review this show given the controversy in Saudi Arabia, which, I don't blame them, but there was nothing else on TV on a Friday other than probably New Japan. So, and honestly, after this review, I need to go watch New Japan because I have to stay away from the internet until I see this Jericho versus Evil match for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. But this Saudi Arabia thing, this crown jewel, with so much controversy leading into this show, WWE's going to have backlash either way, either if they didn't go or they did go. But they are still, at the end of the day, getting paid a crap ton load of money, because that's all this company really is. It's money, 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 than trying to put on a good product most of the time. But since WWE has a 10-year deal with these people, and like I said, crap load of money, despite some journalists getting killed and on the news, and they cut his whole body up and left it somewhere in some garden last time I saw in the news. So nobody was not really messing with this. U.S. senators told WWE to pull out of this entire event, but they did not do it. But it was for the money. They've already had contracts, because if they get out of the contract, it probably would have been some court battle or something. And we all know that, John Cena and Daniel Bryan backed up. And then let me say one more thing before I kind of go back into Cena and Bryan for a minute. I had saw something in the news also on Saudi Arabia about two girls getting killed, and allegedly the country had something to do with it because they were trying to escape. I may have all the details wrong to that, but I saw something on the news yesterday about there were two girls. I think they were trying to escape from over there, but I don't know if the government had them killed or it was some murder or suicide. But I kept hearing out in the news yesterday, even some people were reporting it online. I should have looked into more detail, but there's another controversial thing about Saudi Arabia. Okay, let me just listen. I don't really blame Cena and Bryan for going over there. I honestly don't. Listen, folks, it's some freaking savages over there. All right, some goddamn savages. Cena, he didn't want to ruin his Hollywood image, so I don't really blame him for going. Daniel, I'm sure he has his reasons too. Listen, I've said before, I don't think the company didn't do anything to John Cena now at this point. John Cena's got some type of pull in his company. He's been the face for nearly 10 years over there. So what could the WWE actually do now? Bryan, that's a different story, but I think they just had him tap out to tap out to AJ Styles last Tuesday on SmackDown, because they did the WWE title match now instead of later. So they rather have Bryan didn't want to go, so he wasn't messing with it. I'm sure some other wrestlers did not want to go to the Saudi Arabia thing, even though some of them were not even booked for this show to begin with. But there was concerns of who wanted to go and who did not want to go. So, like I said, it's so much controversial stuff from that, and we all know they can't let women over there. And I'm gonna get to Renee Young, because honestly, I'm surprised they even let Renee Young go over there on commentary. I'm very surprised they let her on commentary over there. But all they really did was just have her wear some long black type of dress, I guess, to cover all of her body. And I don't think she said that much on commentary anyways. I was just surprised they had. I thought they would have put Tom Phillips out there. Just have Cole, Graves, and Phillips, or I don't know, put Saxon out there. And yeah, I would have put Booker T back out there if y'all didn't want no women over there that badly. But I think I saw the kickoff show and they had Booker, Coach, and David Otunga talk about the entire talk about the entire show, just kind of kicking it off and everything. But, just to say about Renee Young's commentary throughout the night, I don't think she really said that much. She said some things, but honestly, I really don't believe Renee Young's commentary is even that good, to be honest. Listen, she's not coach level bad. Okay, coach is worse, but I don't believe she adds a lot to the table, if you ask me. Because it's just like, she'll just say something subtle, and that's it. And I know she's been on the table for like 3-4 months now, but I just don't think she's that good. She's not coach bad, but I don't know, man. It's just something about it. I don't know. I don't really think she's that good on commentary, though. But that's my opinion. Maybe I need to give him more time. I don't know. But I was just actually surprised I'm surprised they even let her go over there. That's the thing. I was surprised at. Kickoff show: Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev for the United States Championship. No build. Match was literally made a night before this show. Two guys that literally got nothing going on right now. Nakamura, yeah, he's the U.S. champion, but barely even on the show and defends it, or just not even on the show, really. And he'll just pop up out of nowhere. Rusev, he's got nothing going on except that dead feud with Aiden English, which should be done by now. They already did the match, so that had to be the payoff to that last Tuesday or so. But two guys that got nothing going on really had a pretty good match, actually. Pretty good, especially down the stretch. Rusev was able to hit the accolade on Nakamura after dodging the Kinshasa, but Nakamura broke out, used his head to hit Rusev in the nuts. Kinshasa, match over. Pretty much everyone's talking about now that it will be Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a champion versus champion match, Intercontinental versus U.S. champion at Survivor Series, which honestly that should be a very, very great match unless someone changes the title during this time. But people actually thought Rusev was going to win this and stuff. So people were actually really thinking about it. I said, well, Nakamura has to retain. This match was literally made at the last second. So at least him and Rollins could be the match tonight on Survivor Series, if you ask me. Could be, depending if anything changes during that time. Because right now, Nakamura's literally got nothing going on right now. And even I'm kind of counting the days in his contract now. I'm actually hoping he goes back to New Japan, if you ask me, because they really ruined Nakamura. They've honestly have booked this guy very badly on the main roster. Very badly. I can't say that enough. But like I said, pretty good match with him and Rusev. Nakamura retains the championship. Next, actually the show actually began. Oh, you want to talk about adding more controversy to the show? As much as this show is already controversial, let's add more to it, huh? Hulk Hogan. Oh boy, this racist motherfucker. Yeah, they had him, I guess, host it. And yeah, you know what is the point of him being over here? I never understood how these people on the news saying like we need to go to Saudi Arabia because we're making a change. What change? They just paid you a crap load of money probably just to come over here. So, they brought Hogan out there, which he had a favorable reaction. Listen, I have to understand, these people in Saudi Arabia, they don't see these people like we do all the time, okay? They're here all the time. They're live around the entire country all the time, okay? They don't go over there that much. So those people are very excited, to see these wrestlers, have smiles on their faces because they don't go over there, okay? Like, they don't get to see these people live like we do half the time. Most of the time, really. And, I'm just looking at people in that country. They probably don't even know the whole controversy that's going on with Hogan right now. They don't probably know what's going on over there. We're just happy to see him and everything. And yeah, because when I saw the segment, I honestly just did not care. I just didn't care because I'm like, what value does Hogan really add to the product? And I'm being honest here. What does he really add onto it? Because at least there was. Yeah, their entrances are not the same without Pyro though. But yeah, he talked about getting off a jet and Hulkamaniacs and it's like this. Hogan didn't really say anything controversial to piss anybody off, I guess, or shoot himself in the foot to piss off these Saudi Arabia people, so at least, he didn't look like an idiot out there. I will say that. But honestly, You know, I said this a few months ago, and maybe it's I'm not, and it's not even really beating a dead horse. Cause I've said this before when they first brought the guy back into the company when they had him apologize to everybody in the back at Extreme Rules. Because I said, what is the value of Hogan these days, huh? I get he's a nostalgia act and stuff, and he's done a lot with this, and I have to understand, yes, he's done a lot for this business. Yes, probably one of the most recognizable names in professional wrestling. Okay, and there are people that do want to see him and stuff, but but when they brought him back, even though he had a lifetime ban and they took him out the Hall of Fame, which I never really believed they need to take him out the Hall of Fame, keep him in the Hall of Fame, that's fine, but it's just the way he came back, and then his apology didn't really mean nothing. It's just pretty much, you just sorry because you got caught. All you talked about was not being recorded and stuff. So what tells me you're not even really sorry. Alright? You said all that stuff, which was literally not an accident, or, you know, some people was a mistake. What he said in his videos and stuff that are on the internet, it was in hate and malice intent. Okay? Racist shit. Alright? So, like I said before, you just mad because you got caught. That's pretty much. And that's why, you know, New Day and Titus O'Neil, they put their statements out online. It's like this. You do your thing, we gonna keep it moving, we gonna do our thing, okay? We just ain't gonna mess with you. That's the thing. We don't fuck with you. That's kind of what to sum up with New Day and Titus O'Neil's statement. It's pretty much a class act from them too, to how they explained it. But then Hogan pretty much shot himself in the foot and said they don't understand the brotherhood of wrestling. What is the brotherhood, huh? Protecting races? Because that's not part of a brotherhood, if you ask me. So that's kind of my opinion on it. And you know, it's just to end it off. I just remember arguing with somebody on YouTube about this, and somebody told me why I still haven't forgiven Hogan, and I'm sitting there wondering, why should I give him a pass for the stuff he said? The stuff he said was just horrible and messed up. That's not even forgivable, okay? And then this guy, I don't remember his name on YouTube, but he tried to say, well, he teamed with Dennis Rodman and, you know, trying to talk about other black wrestlers. And I'm telling him, what does any of that have to do with what's going on right now? I'm talking about the situation right now, and I pretty much told him off, and he never responded back because he knew pretty much he ain't had no rebuttal or argument. There was nothing really to argue. You can't really tell me I have to forgive someone for being a racist. Get out of here. I don't remember who that guy's name was on YouTube, but when I was replying to those messages, I pretty much got on him, and he never really said nothing back after that. So, like I said, that's my little opinion on this whole thing. I honestly did not really care what was going on. I didn't understand why they really needed him back on this show. Okay, of this show of all places. All right, it's just like I said, the Saudi Arabia people, they probably don't know what's going on over there. If he came out in America right now, it'd probably be a 50-50 reaction, if you ask me. A mixed reaction, to be honest. Unless people wouldn't forgive, that's them. But I'm not giving him no pass for that racist bullshit he did. Alright? Not giving him a pass. But moving on with this Crown Jewel show, I just wanted to get that little rant out the way. We started off with the tournament. With Mike Rome, which I really thought this was kind of interesting they did. When everybody came out in the first rounds of the tournament, Mike Rome pretty much talked about all the accolades. When it was Mysterio versus Orton first, they talked about Orton was a 13-time world champion, 2-time Royal Rumble winner. I always say Royal Rumble wrong half the time, but Royal Rumble winner, Intercontinental champion, Tag Team champion. You know, naming all of Orton's victories, naming Rey Mysterio's victories, being a 3-time world champion, Royal Rumble winner also. So I thought that was actually kind of interesting, though, how they did that. But most of these first round matches really lasted 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, it was Mysterio versus Orton first. It's actually kind of cool to see Mysterio with Pyro again, but Mysterio pretty much hit a roll up on him. Well, I forget that roll up he does, but yeah, it was pretty much like, you know, like a sunset flip roll up, and he won kind of quick. So I didn't actually expect that to happen. Orton then hit Rey Mysterio with an RKO. He threw him out of the ring, and then he slammed him on the broadcast table. So he tried to injure Mysterio before, you know, until Mysterio was going to be in a match later on then. Next was Jeff Hardy versus The Miz in the first round tournament. Yes, all these guys did have pre-tapes also, talking about why they're the best in the world. Once again, another brief match. Not really bad, I will say that. Jeff Jeff Hardy pretty much about to hit the win. He went for a twist of fate, but Miz countered into a skull-crushing finale. Moving on to the semifinals of the World Cup tournament then. So that happened. And let me just say also, I think I said Mike Rome. I meant to say Greg Hamilton. My mistake. I don't want to mess that up. So he was doing all the announcing. Next, Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley, which wasn't a bad match. I'm surprised they even had Lio Rush out there with Bobby Lashley. And yes, he did say something, but when the match started, Lio Rush said nothing. I think they only wanted to use that on Raw and not try to piss off these Saudi Arabia people with Rush saying Lashley, Lashley, Lashley all the time. I still think he sounds like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but it's a good thing they took the mic away from Lio Rush in this occasion, okay? But I felt this was just a waste for Bobby Lashley. What was the point of putting him in this tournament since, John Cena was out and he didn't want to come there? This match did not go on long. Lashley tried to go for a spear. Seth hit the curb stomp, winning the match. So Seth Rollins was going to move on, which I know he's the Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion, but does anybody even carry the Tag Team titles anymore? Because Seth just only carries the Intercontinental Championship around with him now. But kind of a waste for Lashley, if you ask me. Even I'm wondering, like, what was the point of him being in here, being replaced if he was going to lose that quick to Seth Rollins? Like, I don't know, man. Bobby Lashley, I actually wish he'd go back to Impact now. I actually really do, because he was better over there. Next, they talked to Kurt Angle in the back, Byron Saxton. Talk about he was going to prove something in his career, say he's done everything, won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, as he went against Dolph Ziggler. Drew McIntyre was out there with him. Not a bad match, I will say that. People said Kurt Angle moved really slow out there. I didn't think he moved slow out there. I thought him and Ziggler put on a pretty good match. I actually liked it. I thought Kurt still had it out there, and I still say the dude's still pretty jacked, so it was not a bad match. He hit him with the suplexes and everything. McIntyre had literally tried to get involved for a minute, but kind of got down off the ropes. Kurt was about to win after he hit the angle slam. He was going to go for the ankle lock, but it did not work. Ziggler knocked him into the corner. Ziggler hit a zigzag for the win. Clean, might I say, too, and beat Kurt Angle. Honestly, I thought Kurt Angle was actually going to make it to the finals, because he's the only one that actually talked about the entire World Cup thing and actually cared about the World Cup. Everybody else didn't really say nothing about it. So Kurt Angle was like the only one, talking about saying that I had something to prove. I didn't think he was actually going to lose in the first round of this entire tournament. That's what actually surprised me. So Kurt was pretty much gone after that. Next, WWE Tag Team titles on the line. SmackDown titles. New Day, who came out on a magic carpet, fog machine, platform, bringing them to the ring versus The Bar with the Big Show for the tag team titles. Not a bad match. I did like that monkey flip Kingston did when Cesaro hit him with a monkey flip and Kofi landed on his feet. This was a solid match, I will say that. It pretty much ended with Big Show on the apron. Sheamus pushed Big E into Big Show. Big Show punched him in the face. The knockout punch. Sheamus hit a bro kick for the win. The Bar retained the tag team titles. So, pretty solid match. I will say that. Solid. But, yeah, like I said, the Bar, they still retain. Miz was cutting another promo tonight, which his voice was kind of messed up. I don't know where Jeff Hardy, he said Jeff Hardy mule kicked him or something. I don't know where Jeff kicked Miz in the throat, but his voice was really hoarse. He went against Rey Mysterio then, which was a pretty better match. Mostly storytelling, really. Miz was focusing on Mysterio, on his injuries, mostly the ribs. Trying to go for his ribs multiple times. So, because Mysterio was attacked early night, and it told a really good story out there, okay? Miz hit a skull-crushing finale, but Mysterio kicked out. Mysterio then hit 619. It took him time to get a frog splash, but when he did the frog splash, Miz put his knees up and got the win from there, moving on in the tournament, pretty much taking out an injured Mysterio. Let me say one thing, there was one botch I saw when Mysterio did that sunset flip. He missed the whole thing, and it's like Miz had to purposely fall so Mysterio would be able to, to take him down then. But, like I said, pretty good storytelling here. Miz moving on and to the finals of the tournament. So heels moving to the finals. Next was Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, a match I've seen many times in the past for the Intercontinental title. Not a bad match. from these two. They usually put on a really good match most of the time. It was enjoyable. McIntyre had tried to get involved, but Seth had took him pretty much, knocked him off the apron. Then pretty much Seth had went for that. He went for that whole Falcon Arrow, that suplex Falcon Arrow, but oh yeah, McIntyre had shoved him off the rope at one time when the ref wasn't looking. Because, yeah, he did that Falcon Arrow thing, but he couldn't get the second one, actually lift him in the air. Ziggler had hit him with a super kick for the win. So no faces were moving into the finals of the tournament. It was a heel versus heel match. So it was going to be The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. The battle for Ohio, since both of these guys are from Ohio. Listen, these guys put on one hell of a match, great matches in a feud back in 2016 on SmackDown. I will give them that. But since both of them are heel, where was this going to go from here? And I know people actually expected Dean Ambrose to show up to screw Seth Rollins, but he was not advertised for this card. So Seth Rollins, pretty much lost to Dolph Ziggler there. With a little assistance from McIntyre. So Ohio versus Ohio, heel versus heel. How is this going to work? Next, the WWE Championship was on the line. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Again, even though Joe was a last-minute replacement, since, Daniel Bryan backed out of this whole thing. He did his match on Tuesday. Joe did get some chants out there. There's a big pop AJ Styles. Listen, I don't know what half these people are chanting, so I'm going to assume some of their names or "this is awesome" chants, because I couldn't tell what the crowd was chanting half the time because it was in a different language. But this was not a bad match. Listen, Joe and AJ put on they put on great matches in the past, even in their entire feud. Even going all the way back to TNA if you want to go back that far. One thing I said that looked brutal was Samoa Joe doing his suicide dive, which knocked AJ's arm and elbow right into the announce table, which looked brutal. I will say that. Most again, it was kind of both of these guys dodging each other's submission holds. Joe trying to go for the Coquina clutch, but AJ had got his bad knee as he was focusing on Samoa Joe's bad knee, and to break the hold, he hit him with a Pele kick. Then, pretty much hit him with another forearm. AJ then hit the phenomenal forearm for a clean, decisive win. Even though this match was 11 minutes, and it could have gone a little bit longer. Really, since both these guys have put on better matches in the past, because they've already had 3 matches already, so this was the 4th one, unexpected. I never really believed AJ Styles was going to lose the WWE Championship just because on a last minute effort. People actually thought that Joe was actually going to win, and we would have probably saw Joe versus Strowman or Joe versus Brock at Survivor Series. But yeah, AJ getting a clean win over Samoa Joe this time. It could have went a little bit longer, but I didn't actually expect he was going to win with a phenomenal forearm. I actually thought AJ would win with a Styles Clash or make him tap out again with the calf killer, but not from here really. But like I said, decisive finish. AJ moves on, still the champion. Oh God, next. This is where we get more crappier in this show. Okay, this is where it gets even more bad. Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title, the vacant Universal title. Baron Corbin was out there, which got no reaction really. And Heyman said his whole thing. Heyman, he did his whole thing and stuff. So announced Brock saying he's gonna become champion. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. Corbin hits Strowman in the back with the belt. Then the bell rings. Brock hits 3 F5s on Strowman. Strowman kicks out. He F5'd him out the ring. Took off the MMA gloves. He tried to pick up Strowman again. Strowman slipped out. Lesnar charged at him. He kicked him. But Lesnar hit him with another F5 and one. Listen, dude, they killed Braun Strowman. Okay, listen, there's not much to say this. You want to talk about buried? And people want to say, oh, Strowman was protected because Corbin hit him in the back with the championship. Dude, are you really sure about this? This guy just got freaking buried, okay? This match was 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 15 seconds, okay? Like, you can't sit there and tell me, oh, Strowman was really protected out here. How is he protected? Because he took one shot in the back with a title? This match was a waste. And listen, I know Brock doesn't even want to work over 10 to 15 minutes, so no wonder this was a 3-minute match. But Jesus Christ, he got hit by 5 F5s, including three F5s, then the F5 out the ring, like literally throwing him out of the ring with an F5, and then a 5th F5, like in the ring for the pin. Okay, they killed this guy. Okay, listen, it was already weird enough how they turned Strowman face because the guy was already a heel before, but then they had to turn him into a face because Roman got sick. Okay, so they just had like, oh, let's turn him face again. But by God, I thought this would have been a legit match. I'm surprised it wasn't even the main event, but I can understand why. But I'm surprised this was not even the main event. I'm sure nobody wanted to see this as the main event then. If I knew this was gonna go on for 3 minutes, dude, they killed this guy. Okay, this was like triple buried. This is like super squash match. This was a super squash match. Okay. So, in a way, they kind of ruined Strowman. Listen, they had a chance to put the belt back on Strowman when the guy was high and mighty and big as a face, like on top of the world and everything, when they could have done against Roman. But no. He gets Money in the Bank. Roman gets the title. He's got to be a heel. He's got to be a heel. Okay? You can't really argue with this. I thought they buried the guy out there. You want to talk about killing somebody? They killed him. They freaking killed him. Because I'm just reading all these things. Oh, he was protected. I'm like, really? Dude, that was a super squash match. How was he protected? Because Corbin took him out with one shot? Because we do remember Strowman did take out Corbin the other day on Monday, but by God, I didn't think this would be a 3-minute match. Oh, and guess what, folks? Since Brock is the champion again, you're not going to see him until Survivor Series. So as of the confirmed right now, and we can confirm this right now, at Survivor Series right now, AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar 2. Will it be a better match? Most likely, because AJ did pull a great match out of Brock Lesnar last year at Survivor Series. Now, will AJ actually win this year? Because he did not beat Brock last year. So can he win this year? Maybe if we're going to keep making AJ title reign even bigger than it is already. I would not have no problem with that. But, dude, they killed Strowman. Okay, they killed him. I'm sorry. I don't even know where you can even say from this. I'm surprised it went 3 minutes. Because at first, when he hit the first F5, I'm like, Jesus Christ, is this match going to be 10 seconds? This was just... I don't even know. And maybe they didn't want to put the belt on Strowman right here, given the circumstances of what happened and in this country and how they just, turned him face that quick. But at least put on a competitive match. I think they just buried him. I honestly believe that. And I'm sure there's other people that probably believe they buried Strowman, okay? I really do believe they pretty much buried this guy. Super squash match. Just dumb. Dumb. So, once again, folks, let's get another Brock title reign so he can, be absent again. Guys celebrating and hugging Paul Heyman. So, get ready for the title to disappear again, folks. I give it another 6 months until he loses it at Mania. Yeah, I think it'll go that long. Let's give him another 500 days. Oh boy. But moving on. Oh God, the World Cup. Shane McMahon and Baron Corbin were out there. The commissioners. Miz, Ziggler, and McIntyre pretty much all made their entrances and everything. The referee told Drew McIntyre to go in the back, which why didn't you tell him to go in the back when he was there for the other 2 matches? Oh, now this is the finals. You gotta go in the back. You can't be with Ziggler this time. Why didn't you do it before he was involved in the Seth Rollins match? Why didn't you do it before when he was in the Kurt Angle match? That'll be logic gaps, folks. Logic gaps, okay? So that's why I was so confused. Like, he was there for the other 2 matches. Why you want to get rid of him now? Miz charges at Ziggler, attacking him before the bell even rings. He knocked him to the floor. Next thing you know, Miz hurt his ankle or his knee or something. And he's on the ground saying, I can go. But the referee said, no, he can't go and stuff. He then threw Ziggler into the ring steps. Shane had checked on Miz. And the ref said Miz couldn't compete. But Ziggler said, not Ziggler, but Miz says, I can do this. Hamilton tried to say Ziggler win by forfeit. But Shane McMahon cut him off. And he says, no, I'm going to do it. Shane pretty much got in the ring, took off his jacket and shirt, and went against Dolph Ziggler, just wearing some jeans and, a tank top, and, went against Dolph Ziggler, doing, the Super Shane punch. Oh, this was Super Shane right here tonight, folks. Super Shane right there, beating the crap out of Dolph Ziggler. Corbin had tripped him at one point, and the referee threw Corbin in the back, even though he's a commissioner, but he threw him in the back. Ziggler hit Shane with a zigzag. Shane kicked out. A "This is awesome" chant happened. Shane threw him into the turnbuckle, and he hit a coast to coast and won. So let me get this straight. The commissioner pretty much booked himself in this match to be the best in the world. So what was the point of this tournament? You want to talk about a joke? Let's talk about putting more than McMahon's over, okay? Because he couldn't let Stephanie win. So no one gets fired from SmackDown. At first it sounded interesting when they said if somebody lost off of SmackDown, they'd be going to they'd be off of SmackDown if they did not win the finals of this thing, which since he had to beat Stephanie so bad in this thing, which in a way made him look like a heel in some type of way, but Shane is now considered oh god, his over the top winning, he's slapping hands, running around with the trophy, says SmackDown rules, SmackDown rules. So the authority figure here is the best in the world. Dude, I wish there was a CM Punk chant right now, or didn't Jericho say he was the best in the world too? So and even the announcers were questioning why he was even in this match. So SmackDown won, folks, okay? So none of the competitors did not win, but the commissioner won, the boss's son. I'll admit I was laughing when Shane was just doing the over the top celebration, but I said this whole tournament is a joke, okay? This tournament meant nothing. It's a joke. It's all a joke, okay? I don't get it, dude. This was just, oh god, this is just insanity to me. This is the definition of insanity. Shane McMahon, folks. And my neighbor told me something, because I didn't watch the show yet, and he says, you won't believe this shit. And I didn't even respond to him, because I said, you know what, I'm going to wait till I get home and watch the show in peace, and by God, this had to be what he was talking about. Shane McMahon. Oh, good God, this was so bad. It was already weird enough you had a heel versus heel going into this, which wasn't interesting, but just odd enough. And you thought they could have put on a great match, but Shane McMahon, the best in the world. This company's a fucking joke. Dude, they don't care. I don't even understand the logic in this. I really don't. I don't understand the logic in this. Oh, God, main event time. D-Generation X. At least they got Pyro. A bald Shawn Michaels, which I will say I like Shawn Michaels' gear because he had like NXT kind of strapped to his his pants on the back. So him and Triple H usually has some type of NXT logo since Triple H is NXT god and everything. But DX came out. I didn't really see a lot of crotch chops. They didn't even do didn't even say nothing on the mic because I don't think Saudi Arabia wants to see. I guess they're not ready to suck it. And I guess they don't want to hear suck it or anything because, hey, that's over there. So no mic work from DX, which would have been good, but I don't think they were going to go with that, which this was the longest match anyways out here, going against Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction. People chant, this is awesome. I will admit one thing. Shawn Michaels can still go. I wish they would have made a bigger deal out of him coming back in the ring after 8.5 years, since he has not wrestled since WrestleMania 26, and that was in 2010. But this match was not that bad. I will say that. People's chanting, you still got it to Shawn. The dude could still do kip ups, everything. He still moved really good. Shawn was about to go for a sweet chin music, but Kane dodged it and hit with a chokeslam in. Taker was in the ring going after Shawn. Shawn hit him with a super kick then after that, which I will say one thing about Shawn Michaels, I could hear a lot of these guys calling spots very loudly in the ring, which I swear he told Undertaker to rise up when it was time, because when he super kicked the dead man, both were down. Undertaker rose up. He pretty much threw Shawn on the outside, put him on the announce table, was going to put him through it with a tombstone, but Triple H broke it up. And this is where it got weird. This was the weirdest spot. Like, Triple H, I guess Undertaker was trying to throw Triple H to the barricade, but it looked like they didn't Irish whip it right, so they just kind of awkwardly threw each other. They threw themselves into the barricade. Like, I swear Undertaker just threw himself in there. And Triple H didn't even get hit. So, that was just very strange. Kane chokeslammed Triple H then through the announce table, which, now, this is, I've heard about this injury I've read now, that Triple H tore a torn pectoral muscle which he may have to have surgery when he gets back to the United States. But he was down for a long period of time when he went down through that announce table, so he was just kind of he was down after that. Undertaker hit Shawn Michaels with a leg drop on the apron then, which, like I said, Triple H was still down. Undertaker and Kane started beating up Shawn Michaels then in the ring. Like the medics were pretty much checking on Triple H then after that. Shawn had knocked Triple Shawn had knocked Undertaker outside to the ring, and this was a weird spot too. Shawn was on the top rope with Kane, which I guess he accidentally pulled Kane's mask off, and Kane had to fall and cover his face, so the mayor known as Kane was exposed to the world. So when he threw off his mask, Shawn then hit a moonsault from the top rope, which looked pretty good. I didn't think it was that bad, so some people say it looked like that horrible of a moonsault, but I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. Like I said, I think Shawn can still go. I didn't think he was that bad out there. But after he hit the moonsault, Triple H pretty much got back in the ring. He tagged himself in on Shawn. Triple H started going at both Undertaker and Kane. He hit a pedigree on Undertaker, which looked very bad. I swear he had like 2 pedigrees where it didn't even look like a pedigree, but he hit a pedigree on him. Taker hit the Hell's Gate on him then. Kane was going to hit a choke slam on Shawn, but Shawn hit him with a super kick, sweet chin music, knocking Kane and the Undertaker, breaking up the hold. Undertaker and Kane then pretty much rose up and sat up. They were going to go to a double tombstone, but Triple H and Shawn dodged it. Shawn had pretty much hit Kane's face, kind of grabbing the mask. Then Shawn then hit a super kick on Taker, knocking him out of the ring. And then there was a sweet chin music and a pedigree on Kane. DX won the match, which I was actually kind of surprised to see that. Listen, this match wasn't that bad. They had the most time of the entire night. It was like a 27-minute match, nearly going 30 minutes out there. But I was actually surprised to see DX win, because technically Undertaker lost at the Super Showdown, right? Because I just feel like DX kind of really screwed the guy, and Kane was a non-factor throughout that entire match, okay? Like, he really was. So I feel like Undertaker got screwed at the whole Super Showdown in Australia. That's why Taker and Kane had to take out DX, because he got screwed. I actually thought Undertaker and Kane would have got the win, though. I actually thought they were really going to get the win, okay? Because it's like, alright, at least they get their heat back. I didn't think, Undertaker lose 2 times in a row, which he was not pinned, but Kane took, Kane ate the pin and everything, but I actually thought the Brothers of Destruction were gone over. But I have to remember, this is Shawn's first match in over 8.5 years. We have not seen Shawn Michaels in a ring for 8.5 years, okay? I didn't think it was that bad of a match. Yes, there were many botches out there. Was it moving at a slow, methodical pace? On some points, yes. I thought the Undertaker wasn't that bad out there. Like, he really wasn't, but listen, at the end of the day, these Saudi Arabia people got their attitude error, okay? They got their attitude error fixed, which I'm not mad at that all the way, but I actually thought, Brothers of Destruction were going to go over. DX won, celebrated, there was pyro. I'm still not used to seeing a bald Shawn Michaels in the ring. It looked strange to me. Why he ever cut his hair, I'll never know. But it's just tough to look at a bald Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry, it really is. I thought it looked weird enough the first time with Triple H, but I got used to that. Undertaker too, but he grew his hair back. But Shawn cutting his hair, it just looks strange to me every time now. I can't even look at Shawn Michaels the same as he's wearing his cowboy hat. That's the thing. As for this Crown Jewel pay-per-view, this show is really nothing to write home about anything. It's a glorified house show. That's what it was. It wasn't really any title changes other than the vacant Universal title, which was a super squash match. Shane McMahon winning the World Cup. Good God, what a joke. DX beat the Brothers of Destruction. Yeah, these World Cup tournament matches were just kind of whatever. The first round went really quick. I thought Kurt Angle would have made it to the end. I actually thought since season 1 actually gave a crap about the tournament. So, how wrong was I there? New Day and the Bar, they had a solid match. Pretty quick but solid. AJ versus Joe. Pretty good match, but come on, AJ was going over regardless, okay? He really was. But hopefully we don't hear the word Crown. Listen, I don't want to hear the word Crown Jewel Evolution in a very long time. I'm tired of hearing both of those words, okay? Crown Jewel Evolution, Crown Jewel Evolution. We don't know when they'll be back to Saudi Arabia. We don't know, but they have a 10-year deal with them. Hopefully we can get past this and just move on to Survivor Series. I'm sure WWE wants to move on after this and get over with this thing so they don't have to keep dealing with this backlash, even though they already put themselves into it already now. So I'm sure they don't even want to hear the word Crown Jewel. They just want to do this show and get over it with it and move on. What happens next with DX and the Brothers of Destruction? I don't know. Could it be a match at Survivor Series? Maybe. Or this will lead to WrestleMania or something. Because now Undertaker and them got to get their payback now again, which they still haven't really got it. Because I actually thought the Brothers of Destruction were going to go over D-Generation X. But, you know, that happened. I should say half of DX, really, because it's only Triple H and Shawn. See, if they wanted to get some heat back at you know, the Super Showdown, but I think DX would have looked like heels here. How about we bring the Outlaws and X-Pac in, and we get all the D-Generation X back, and it looked like some big screw job in, and it would be good. Jim Ross was on commentary, and it's like, my God, the damn DX is screwed. The Brothers of Destruction. DX has struck again. They struck again. See, now they brought all the DX back. That would have been an interesting concept to put him against Undertaker and Kane, but then it'd be a 5-on-2 then. But I wouldn't have had a problem with that, other than just Triple H and Shawn. But you know, we had to do this tag team match, but just because. But listen, this is my review of the Crown Jewel. Hopefully we don't hear this for a very, very long time again. I wanted to get this review out of the way because, like I said, I want to do this because I want to be up, I want to be alert, and I'd rather have done it without being tired. And have, like I said, have a fresh cup of coffee on my side to do it. But I'm out of here. I need to go check out this New Japan thing. Gotta stay away from the internet and check out this whole Jericho versus Evil thing for the Intercontinental Championship on Power Struggle. But that's my review of Crown Jewel. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890, because you know it's me, the HOOD. Come in with the news and reviews. You know what I am, you know what I do, how it goes down, you know what the flow. And I am now done with this show. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.